Hello.
Happy Friday.
Hey, Annie.
Hey, guys. Hey, girls.
Congratulations, Annie.
Yeah,
Thanks,
congratulations.
Thanks, Dee. Thanks, Natalie. Well, we've been running. Look. Woo!
Oh, Great Ormond.
Great Ormond Street this
She
weekend.
wasn't flashing her boobs.
No. She was flashing her Great Ormond Street top.
Oh, so tell us what's been going on.
So Saturday, we have the race for the kids. So we had race for the kids on Saturday, 5K, literally all Great Ormond Street. So patients, the parents, former patients, all get together. We run 5K and raise funds for Great Ormond Street. Then on Sunday, double whammy. I took part in the Royal Parks Half Marathon in Hyde Park, and that was also for Great Ormond Street. And we raised more funds on Sunday, so double trouble on this weekend.
Oh,
So,
brilliant.
So yeah, so my legs are a bit tired, a little tired, but never mind.
I tell you what, I've got an idea, Annie. You could take me, Dee, and Natalie. You know, like triplets in a pushchair for the next one.
And if I get a big sponsorship, that'd be great.
Great idea.
But thank you. No, we had a great weekend, so I'm really on a high still. So it's great to be here and to share it with you. Give a little shout out as well.
Yeah, lovely. Because I shared it actually. I think we all shared it, and I know that you got loads of people contributing, didn't you? And you raised the money. And
we met our target, which is what it's all about, really. You know, people think
how much did you raise?
Well, we wanted to do like just literally £500 to £1,000, and we hit our target because it was a small fight. That the race for the kids is a small, just for Great Ormond Street, but they have a target of £500, and I wanted to beat that. So we hit the target. And then on Royal Parks, I'm still donating. So if you want to still donate, everybody, you can still do my Royal Parks on Sunday half marathon donation page, because I want to get as much as possible for that. That'd be great.
Great.
Fantastic. We shall put the link up. So today, now, we have the return of...
Oh, the amazing, the legend.
Who is?
Marty Wilde.
Oh, my God.
Just love him. He's just, I mean, apart from having hits in the 50s, 60s and 70s, his whole family have been a mega success and carrying on with that. And he's written a lot of their hit records as well. And he's written for sort of people like Status Quo. I mean, he is amazing and such a lovely guy. And he's really an honorary Wonderbird, isn't he?
Oh,
yeah. He's a wonder bloke.
A wonder bloke.
A wonder bloke.
And still rocking.
And still
That's amazing. 84, I think he is, isn't he? Is he 84?
85.
Is he?
Yeah.
He looks amazing.
He really, he really does.
Huh?
No, we better introduce him to our audience and not keep him for ourselves.
Exactly. That was very tempting to do that. Remind me. Marty Wilde.
Hi, Marty.
Morning, Marty.
Hi, gang. Back together again.
Yes.
Yeah. That was so lovely to see you.
You're with your birds.
Yeah. I've been surrounded by birds all my life.
You have.
One of
You definitely have. But I wanted to say to you, what's your secret? Because you've been with Joyce for so long, and it's so magical, the fact that you've had this fantastic marriage and kids and success and everything.
Well, I think you need obviously you need a bit of luck, because you can, no matter how much you care for each other, things can get in the way. There's no question about that. But by and large, I think, I just kind of knew, I didn't want to sort of like some guys, like, which I understand, some guys like to try different things, but I didn't. I found someone, and I thought, that's it. I was very young, but I thought, yeah, that's what I want. And
I love that.
That's how it all kicked off, really, and it's never changed. I mean, the great thing is now our arguments are short-winded, because in the old days, if we had an argument, it could last for a day and a half, and we wouldn't speak. But now it's like, you said that, and then it all goes quiet, and I say, and then want a cup of tea? So it's all.
I love it.
Also, I'm sorry, Marty, but I think she's got you well trained.
She has, but she's she puts up with blue murder. I mean, some of the artists I work with, I used to notice that when we were on tour, before the tour would start, that just before, let's say like a day before, and we were rehearsing, they would be so bad tempered. And I used to think, this is really strange. Why do they get like this? Of course, now I'm like this all that, I get edgy every time I've got a show to do. On that particular day, I'm bad tempered, and she puts up with me, great girl that she is. And that's I think it's one of my big failings. And I'm lazy. I'll admit to being lazy, because since COVID, I have to make the bed. What else? I do the washing up, I do the shopping. And but in actual fact, I've got to love a lot of it. So.
That's quite good.
How wonderful.
Oh, very well trained, as Deb said.
Yeah.
How lovely.
But that nerves thing, people always sort of say that performers, oh, what are you moaning about? You only do 2 or 3 hours an evening, but that doesn't happen, does it? It starts at the beginning of the day. You've got a performance that evening, and the whole day is building up to it, and everything that you put into it before you go out there and perform.
Well,
So-
do tell the people who don't perform what it's like, average performer's day. That'd be nice. What do you do first thing in the morning? What do you do first thing in the morning?
You don't get up first thing.
I go in the mid-afternoon.
So, Marty, I've been listening to your single. It's fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
You never ever, honestly, the longevity, as Natalie was saying earlier, is amazing, because every single time I hear you, you're a big success, and you write fabulous songs, and you're doing a tour next, aren't you?
I am. I'm doing a tour, on and off right through this year, and it would be exactly the same next year. I've asked to add even more dates if they can get more dates during the colder nights. And I want to work. I want to be out there on the stage, because time is precious, and I love it so much. To do my stage act is it's a privilege. I mean, I'm one of the few people left in my era to actually be out there. There's not many of us left anymore.
No.
And I like to show them, when I'm on stage, I say to them, well, I'm going to do a rock and roll song now. And I'm normally, my stage guy brings on one of my old rock and roll jackets. I stick it on, I get the guitar, and I say, right, I'm going to try and show you what it was like when I was younger. And of course, and they understand, and then at the end of it all, I half collapse. But when I throw myself around the stage with the guitar, as it was, virtually as it was in the old days. And at the end of it all, of course, being an older man now, and of course the audience are with me. We're all laugh at each other, but it's very sweet. And
I went to see Natalie's husband's in a play at the moment called Redlands at Chichester Festival Theatre, and I went to see it on Saturday night with Nat and another friend of ours, and because Dee's not been well. It's her age.
Yes, because I'm only 25.
Exactly.
Dee wasn't feeling very well, and they had these guys playing Mick Jagger and all of that lot. And I was watching the kid that's playing Jagger, and I was thinking, but Mick Jagger still is the same now. It's like, because you guys, I mean, what people don't know about, especially musical artists and musicians, and especially performers, is that actually, Marty, even in your day and even now, you are still kind of athletes in a way.
Well, yeah. I mean, in Jagger's case, he's quite remarkable. I mean, he's a very fit man, and but I've never pursued that kind of. I'm not a gym man, I'm afraid, anymore. I'm more a golf and a pint with the boys. But no, but I mean. I think what they've given to music as well, it's quite something. And I often talk about, like, for example, what's happening in this country at the moment. And I often say, let's get back to what we were. I mean, dancing in the 60s and 70s. We had some great groups, and we're in many ways we had some of the leaders of music when the Beatles and Stones and the Who and all those fantastic bands. It was we were number one. There's no question about that in my mind. Or don't get me wrong, America always comes up with great acts. But at that one point, I think we were right up. We're certainly right up there with them. And I'd love to see that come back to our country. I'd like to see some of the groups really come through, or singers, or whoever, you know.
Actually, Natalie had a very good analogy about that, didn't you? About bands. We were talking about it the other day.
Oh,
You were
yeah.
saying-
About
interesting.
generations, music. I was saying to Debbie, I think that music has always been the way of young people to rebel. And like, you know, whether it was the Charleston in the 20s or 30s, 40s, Jitterbug in the 40s and all that amazing dancing and that kind of crazy music, Glenn Miller and everything. Then you get to the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. When we get to the 90s, suddenly all the mummies want to sit on the beanbags doing their nail varnish with their kids, and they love the music too. And they go, hell yeah, let's put on Shania Twain and let's put on all this great, and suddenly, where's the chance to rebel? Because you liked your music because your parents hated it. My father would grunt and walk out of the room when I had the Stones or David Bowie with all this beautiful makeup on the telly, and he'd leave. But now everybody likes, or you, so there's nowhere to rebel.
There's nothing new, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't. You don't hear many songs either that are rebellious. You know, in many ways.
No.
Maybe you're doing rap. You're probably doing rap, but I can't follow rap because it's not my, you know, it's not my kind of music. But not to say it's bad or anything, but it's just not mine. But rap does send out messages. There's no question about that. But I'm not sure how many people listen. You know, maybe, you know.
I mean, we used to listen to the top 40 all the time, and the genres, different genres in the top 40 back in the day were fantastic.
Yeah.
Rock, pop, reggae, you know, disco,
Yeah.
anything. No?
Yeah.
Tell me
Yeah.
about your grandson's in a band, isn't he, Marty?
Yes, Harry is. Yeah, he is. He's in the Wonder Horse, which are going around. They've got a sellout tour, and they're I think they're really onto really big things as well. You can feel the energy. I've seen some of their shows. So they were at the Brixton Academy not long ago. A stunning show. I mean, it's incredible because you know when you watch, you know, you watch your grandson, you look at the crowd and they know every word that, you know, of every song that comes out, and I don't. You know, I mean, it's obviously my dad didn't know all the words to a whole lot of shaking going on or whatever, you know. He didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? It just carries on like that. But it was fantastic to see it. And as I say, it's a wonderful thing to think how I started as a young child, my father raising me on his shoulders and saying, sing for the boys. And I sang to all these army mates. They were all dressed. I can remember vividly, they were all dressed in khaki, and he sat me on his shoulder and he said, come on, sing this song. And he taught me a song. And of course, he got a round of applause, and I was hooked. And I think I'm absolutely convinced that stayed with me. And I thought, I can't do much in life, but, you know, I'm useless in maths and English and God knows what else. But, you know, every time I pick up a little instrument or every time I sing, it seems to please people. And it's just simple things like that got me motivated in those early days.
But you're also cool. You've got a cool family. You all got this cool vibe in your family, Marty. I don't mind me saying that.
I don't know about that. But I mean, my Kimmy's pretty cool. I love Kimmy because she's like me sometimes. She's a little bit off the wall. I always remember when she first started in a career, and she used to go to all the second-hand shops for clothes. She never ever very rarely went to the fashion places. And I thought I couldn't work that out at first, but then I thought, no, you're right. You've got that little edge about you, and she still has that to a certain extent.
She does, yeah.
She still has.
Absolutely. That's really in now, isn't it, Marty? Recycling clothes is really the thing.
Well, I mean, it's like the you know, when you can go around at the sales at weekends, you know, you can spot some fantastic things. You know, particularly that have been pre-owned things. I love pre-owned things. I've got to say.
And you know, before we'd never have even dreamed of it, Martin. Would wear something that somebody else had worn, and now all the time I don't even like buying new clothes. Having said that, I bought something very new.
You did
at the weekend. It was brought. That was a segue, wasn't it?
Yes, wasn't it?
I want to show you something. Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
Natalie is going to.
Marty, where can we see you? Are you coming to London?
We went to a show called a shop called Gorgeous in Chichester, run by a very delightful gentleman called Nigel. And Debbie bought this coat, but she
And
looks
matching
in this
hat.
hat
Oh,
as
and the hat.
Oh.
and
That is gorgeous.
And this
it's
is
a
pre-owned.
lovely shop full of colour. That's what I
Oh.
love
We were
about
talking
it.
about that earlier. Colour.
And do you know what? To add insult to injury, Marty, they actually FaceTime me from the shop. And said, look what we're doing. And I was so jealous because I had a cold, which is why I couldn't go. So it was like I was sitting there, dog sitting.
Isn't
Actually,
this
wasn't
great? I just love it.
Give us a 12, Debs. Give us a 12.
Oh,
Hey.
so
Yeah.
they're gorgeous in Chichester. Get there. It's full
Oh.
of colour and it's a great shop.
It looks amazing. And going back to your lovely daughter, Kim, Marty,
Yeah.
I always remember years ago she's always been very practical, hasn't she?
Yeah,
But
she has.
she was talking about doing some interior decorating or cleaning down the tiles, and I was thinking, this is so impressive because there's this rock singer, and she's
Really
talking
does.
about doing things like that, and I thought that it was very inspirational for me.
Yeah, she is, and she's always been that kind of girl, really. What I've always loved about her, she always kept all of our family. We've always tried to impress upon them to keep their feet on the ground.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're nobody special. You're just doing something you love. You're not some fantastic thing that that people get. I know people do look up to stars and things like that, but by and large, as long as the star realizes what they are, it's when they forget that the trouble starts, and that you can see some of the really big stars in the past and even up to the present day, forget their position in life, what they are, and also forget how lucky they are.
Marty,
And-
what does your grandson think about granddad being so cool? And
I don't know.
Well,
I
they've
don't
grown
know.
up with it, haven't they? They haven't known anything else.
Well, no, he didn't say a lot. He's very cool. He doesn't say a lot, and it's like all our family in a way. We kind of there's a strange thing because we all love each other, but in our industry, we've always sort of tried to keep our distances, so to give space for them to be, I don't want to be in all over Kim's career all the time, and I am naturally because I'm the father, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be with her all the time. She's got her own career, and I think with Harry, it's the same thing. Kim stays away from Harry, and you know what I mean? There's that kind of space. You must give them space, because we're all so different, and I think, and also I think what people think, if it's uncool if you like stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's uncool. It's not cool.
Oh.
where can we see you performing, Marty? Is it in London? Whereabouts?
Well, I won't be working. Maybe the only time I would be able to work London again. I worked Blackheath. I went back to Blackheath where I was born, and I wondered how I was gonna would I get a good reaction? Would they remember me? And it was absolutely incredible. And I had one of my grandchildren there, who was watching with a great grandchild as well. And
Blimey, how many have you got?
over 10. The last count was 10. And I think
Really?
there'll be more on the way, I'm sure.
Hello.
Lovely, lovely.
So you've got
whereabouts-
how many kids, Marty? You've got two. Have you got two or more than two
Three.
children? You've got
I've
three
got 4
children.
children,
Four.
two boys, 2 girls. I was
Yeah.
very fortunate. 2 boys, 2 girls. I've got Ricky, obviously, who works with Kim, and a great writer and everything. And then I've got a Roxanne, who's Kim's sister, my Kim, and also Marty, who's the head groundsman at Nebworth Estate. So he's in the gardening. He's into
Gardening.
looking after.
Yeah.
And so is Kim, isn't
Well,
she, as well?
Kim
so
is.
Kim loves gardening, yeah, and I'm the only one that doesn't. I think, that's how I love gardening. I love flowers, but my wife and Kim, I think Kim got it from my wife, I'm sure, because they love the garden. So, and we have a very quite a pretty garden. So 9 grandchildren. Joyce has just reminded me.
Hi,
Nine,
Joyce.
nine grandchildren we've got, and but it's all around the family. There's and also there's a few that aren't married yet, that aren't really not ready to get married yet, and of course there's going to be more on the way. So we've got 9 at the moment, and it's.
Wow.
But again, we had them over at the weekend. We had 2 of them over at the weekend. Had Roxanne's 2 children over, and they're lovely. It was fantastic to. You know, you get to appreciate, I think, more as I know I have, because I was always out on the road playing guitar and rock and rolling and things like that. And now, you know, we probably many of us are the same. We have time to spend a little bit more time with grandchildren, and it's like all the. I love to encourage. I think the children and the youth of this country need encouragement, and I think to give them, try and make them positive, try and get them. You know, that worries me when I see, you know, like, for example, I belong to a golf club, and I watch the staff. I watch the way the young people that are coming in to be staff, how they react. And very often, you know, they you know, a smile is can be worth a fortune, can make you one smile instead of like behind a counter with a long face, you know, forget all that. It's no good don't be in a job if you're going to have a long face like that. If you're digging the road, fine, and if you hate it, then you can dig and no one sees you. But if you're going to do a job in front of people, smile, and it's something we can all pass on to children. Make sure on your CV it says smile.
I think it's a lot about being the South as well. I mean, I come from the Northeast, and I remember coming to London and smiling at people in the street, and people just looking at me like I was mad.
Well, yes, yeah. Well, they're not. If the Northeast, that's a very warm-hearted people.
Well, they have to be because it's so bloody cold up there. Where is your tour going? When does it start? Where are you? Where can we see you?
Well, I'm at Radlet's coming up. I'm at Radlet, but that's a one-man show. That's not that. I'll sing probably about 4 songs, 5 songs, maybe 6, but that's about it. And then the rest of it is I'm going to talk about my life and how I grew up through the war, what it was like, and then right the way through, and then into rock and roll era, and then in the second half I'm going to talk about Kim, how that started, and then how I'm also going to talk about songwriting, and also I shall try and get across about encouraging young people to try to get involved with either, as someone said, to dance or to sing. You know, it's a fantastic thing. Plug record, Rise, it said.
Yeah.
Right.
Lewis, you're right. I've been listening to Rise. It's fantastic. The lyrics are brilliant.
Well,
It's out now, obviously. Yes.
yeah,
We'll play it. Hass will play it now.
Though I'm taken down, I will be strong. I face this world and carry on to believe in love.
well, it's a song that was written for women. It was written as a woman's song. Look, it's not a man's song, but I couldn't get Dolly Parton to sing it, so anyway, I had to do it myself. So
Very
but
lovely.
anyway, thank you anyway, and thanks for your time as well.
Thank you, darling.
It's a
Yours,
pleasure.
darling.
Thank you.
He's very, very lovely, and how lovely that what he was saying about his family and keeping his feet, you know, their feet on the ground and all that.
Yeah.
For a rock and roller, because he was like, I think people were saying he was the first sort of Elvis really in this country, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
In the 50s.
Yeah.
I mean, what a lovely guy he is.
We hope you enjoyed it because we always do. Whether you
do.
enjoy it or not, we don't care. We do.
We just love it anyway.
Love it.
I'm delirious. So I'm
Yes,
going
yes.
to say goodbye.
There we go.
Bye. Bye.